Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. Na SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. Na SON.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
That COVID-19 is real is no longer news. What is news is that many Nigerians are still not observing the various personal hygiene protocols to check the spread of the coronavirus. Believe it or not, people are dying from the virus, and the truth is that government is doing everything to contain the deadly virus to crash the curve. The standard practice, therefore, is to wear your face mask, wash your hands regularly, and observe social distancing, and stop acting like the pandemic is no more because it is not yet Uhuru. Still talking standard practice, the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Balma Esquire, restates commitment to promote quality in the country and ensure that disputes from infractions of standards are resolved amicably using an effective alternative dispute resolution mechanism in line with global best practice. High Court in Lagos remands a man caught adulterating popular brands of engine oil in prison, as Standard and You takes a look at the danger and prevalence of substandard light bulbs in the country. What is the SON doing about it? We will tell you, but that's only when you stay tuned to the program, because this week's edition is revealing. You don't want to miss it, do you? As always, I bring you warm regards from the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bolma Esquire, dedicated management and diligent staff of the SON. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo, and welcome to Standard and You.
Muna fata shekaru na da za su zo, mutanen mu za su yi la'akari da aikin da muke yi, kuma za su lura cewa ya fi cancanta ka sai abu na kwarai da ka sai abu na arha.
Ka yi meze n'obodo anyị a, ka yi mee ka ihe a na-eme n'obodo anyị a, ma ihe a na-ebubata n'obodo anyị a ọ dị mma. Anyị na-ayọ biko ka anyị jikọọ aka, na asị na ofu aka adịghị ekechi ngwugwu. Ka anyị jikọọ aka ka Nigeria wee wọrọ anyị obodo.
Ẹ ká lajú wálẹ̀, gbogbo tá a bá máa fún wa rà, ká lè pé o tó pé ojú òṣùwọ̀n. Èyí tí ò bá yé wa, àgbẹ̀ tó bá mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, ẹ tó wà sọ́nà. Èyí tá a bá dẹ̀ rà tí ò bá pójú òṣùwọ̀n, ẹ lọ sí Standard Organization iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ tó bá súnmọ́ yín jù, ẹ lọ ṣàlàyé fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n á ràn yín lọ́wọ́.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome to the program, and thanks for joining us. Standard and You is an initiative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON, showing on this station every Monday. The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Balma, says the agency has a reputable and reliable alternative dispute resolution mechanism to deal with issues of infractions of standards by individuals and corporate organizations. He told Standard and You that in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, the SON has developed competence in that area and has both human and infrastructural capacity to deal with issues rising from compromise on standards.
Alternative dispute resolution among particularly the field officers and customer care officers is to train them, is to equip them, to retool them on how to handle customer complaints, customer behavior. We take them to specialists to teach them on the new tools of alternative dispute resolution in order to handle exigencies of complaints from customers and in order to be better ambassadors of SON. We also have the Standard and You program, the weekly program where we take question and answer questions of complaints to most of our services and products. The Standard and You is aired every Monday in the National Television Network. It chronicles our activities within the week and how people perceive our activities and our performance within the week. Feedback is key for self and continual improvement, so we rely on it so much. That's why we still urge people to let us know how they feel about our services and products. And if you see something unwholesome, say something to us.
About 2 weeks ago, the Federal High Court in Lagos remanded a businessman, Igbegbu Anayo, who was charged with producing and distributing adulterated substandard total and mobile automobile lubricants. He was arraigned before Justice Rilwan Aikawa on a 12-count charge of producing substandard engine oil after rebranding them.
The court, in its wisdom and in its discretion, granted bail to the defendant. That is within the power of the court. The condition is that he is to be released to a reliable surety in the sum of 1 million or a civil servant not below grade level 12. And of course, there are other terms like deposing to an affidavit of means and also verifying the addresses of the surety, in addition to other terms as stipulated by the court. The defendant is to be remanded in custody pending when he fulfills the terms of his bail granted by the court.
Hearing on the case was adjourned to 27th October 2020. Last week, we talked about the fire extinguisher, and we told you a lot about the cylindrical pressure vessel and why you should have one in your home, office, places of worship, cinemas, schools, and other public places. Because of the importance of this very vital equipment, stakeholders want government to enforce the mandatory installation of fire extinguisher in every building, both public and private. They stress that it must be backed by relevant law to avert the incessant loss of lives and valuables in the event of fire, most of which investigations reveal are avoidable. The Standards Organization of Nigeria says it will continue to evolve measures to ensure the fire extinguisher is of acceptable standard and adequately maintained by experts. And now to our big story of the week. Our satellite is on the electric bulb. Have you noticed that very too often you change the bulb in your homes? Some even replace theirs at quick intervals of 2 weeks and sometimes 2 days. So bad is this development that most people are resigning to fate for want of what to do to get value for their money spent. In this special report, we shall tell you how to get a quality bulb and what to do when you fall prey to importers of substandard electric bulbs. We shall also tell you what the SON is doing to deal with the ugly situation. Please take a look.
Emmanuel Lateef is a middle-aged man, an entrepreneur, married and blessed with a child. Emmanuel resides in Iyanokpaja and works in Surulere local government area of the state and struggles to put food on the table for his young family. He had returned from work one day and was having a good time with his little child when the whole place became dark. His first conclusion was that there was power outage, and then in minutes, he realized that the bulb he only changed a day before was gone. He was worried, but wondered why a light bulb he bought only a few hours ago had stopped functioning.
I bought like 3 bulbs, and before you know it, the 2 out of 3 just went off like that, just blew out. I first of all asked my neighbor that what was happening. Was it that our current was high or low? They said no, everything was perfect. So I had to go and buy another one. And Before you say jack, the old bulb again went off. I come electrician, maybe it was the lamp holder, whatever, all this connector. But they told me that no, maybe it's the bulb that I bought, and they recommended other brands that I could buy that will last for long. But unfortunately, it's still the same story. The issue of bulbs, I don't know. I'm tired. I give up.
Emmanuel is not the only consumer with such not too pleasant experience from the use of substandard bulb.
The globe will just go off, and you think maybe it's still alive. When all switch on and switch off, it's because there's no light. And I keep on buying and buying and buying.
When you buy them, they will test it on getting home. Maybe 2 days, 3 days interval, it won't work again.
I change bulbs at least 11 times in a year, especially these energy-saving light bulbs that they say it doesn't consume much energy. I found out that sometimes when you buy some within 1 month, some within 2 weeks, they just get burned.
There are over 1,000 brands of energy-saving bulbs in the country. Some of these light bulbs are considered very cheap by consumers, while other brands of the bulb are quite expensive and expected to last longer. What the Standards Organization of Nigeria has discovered over time is that when the unscrupulous importers realize that a particular brand enjoys good patronage, they quickly clone such brand and flood the markets with their own fake version of the selling brand and sell at a ridiculously lesser price to consumers.
This energy saver, they say 700, 750. If you are crying that the price is too high, they will say, do we give you another one? They say yes. They say this one is 500. That one of 500, you know that it will not carry you far.
If you are looking for the original of it, you can't differentiate between the original and the fake. And so then you may fall into the wrong one because you are trying to look for the original one.
Even if you go to market now, if you want to buy something, they will say, bros, I get the original one. The original one, the price is higher than the fake one. So they should try and make sure those counterfeit ones are not in the market.
The tales of disappointment, frustration, and despair by some consumers is a reflection of the magnitude of the problem that places a huge burden on the Standards Organization of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of elaborating and promoting standards in the country.
In the good old days, when we used to buy bulb, it will last, even we won't know that it's a year or 6 months. We just see the bulb is working, but now the quality of the bulb is something we know that standard is not there.
The ones that are good, you know, they are very few in the market compared with adulterated ones.
Officials of the SON say they are not daunted by the influx of substandard bulbs, but will continue to evolve strategies to check the distribution of substandard bulb in Nigeria.
This is an example of the old bulb that we were using. These ones, of course, the amount of heat, the amount of consumption, it was discovered worldwide, globally, that it is no longer fit for use because of the energy waste. From there, of course, we can test this, even though it is old, we can still test it. Then we evolved from there to the CFL. This is a particular server, the energy saving bulb. In this bulb, we can see that there are so many declarations on it. On it, you know, they can tell you that it's 90% energy saving. So we'll be able to know from the lab, from our tests, whether it is actually 90 or it is less. And of course, sometimes it is even more. But from our findings, we discovered that some of these declarations are not exactly what they are. We have found out that the energy consumption in itself is not what they say it is. So those ones, what do we do with those ones? We make recommendations to another unit of the organization that will handle what they are expected to do with them. If it is depending on the non-conformity, depending on what is, the product is lacking, it will be treated, as such. If it is marking a requirement that the product has failed, of course, there are procedures for handling the marking. If it is performance, there's nothing that can be done to this particular product. If we say it is 10,000 hours and it is not 10,000 hours, there's nothing you can do to it. And then it goes for destruction, and then the unit knows how to handle that aspect very carefully.
The light bulb encloses a thin metal filament that emits light when an electric current is passed through it. There are typically about 4 major types of bulb. These include incandescent light bulb, compact fluorescent light, CFL, and light-emitting diode, LED. Compared to the traditional incandescent bulb, the CFL and LED bulbs consume less energy, emit brighter lights, thus most popular and in high demand for its energy-saving efficiency, amongst other features. The bulk of these bulbs are imported from China. They come in different sizes, shapes, and wattage.
We have street lights, we have panel lights, we have floodlights. We still have like energy-saving bulbs.
We have energy bulbs ranging from 40 watts, 85 watts, 65 watts. We have 26 watts, 18 watts, and 11 watts. We also have an energy bulb like 3U energy and 9 watts coiling. Then coming to LED bulbs, we have 50 watts LED bulb, we have 40 watts, we have 30 watts. We also have 18 watts. This one, as you can see, this one is 7 watts. We also have 13 watts.
Consumers expect that the energy-saving bulbs should last longer, at least 2 to 3 years. However, most of these bulbs do not last more than 3 months.
There's a difference between something that costs a lot and something that doesn't cost a lot. And so when you buy a bulb that does not cost a lot at the beginning, know that at the end of the day, you're going to end up spending more money on bulbs because you are going to buy more frequently than if you bought one that's expensive.
Faking, adulteration, and production of substandard bulbs are major factors responsible for consumers' dissatisfaction and loss of value for money. For many consumers, the challenge of identifying an original bulb from a counterfeit or substandard one is a great burden. Oftentimes, there is so much similarity with genuine bulbs that makes it difficult to detect a fake bulb through physical examination. Through SON market surveillance and intelligence information, samples are obtained from the market and submitted for tests. With state-of-the-art laboratory, sophisticated equipment, and competent manpower, SON conducts laboratory tests and analysis to check for various quality and safety parameters of the light bulb.
We can test all varieties of lamps. With this equipment, we can do aging tests, we can do live tests, and then there are some other equipment that are available here where all parameters of our lamps can be tested. We can test efficacy, we can test power consumption, we can test all ranges of electrical, mechanical properties of a lamp.
The Electrical Dealers Association of Nigeria, EDAN, is supporting SON through its internal mechanism to expose counterfeiters or dealers of substandard bulbs and encourage importers to have their brands properly registered with SON for traceability.
The report reached us. It's telling us that there are a lot of fake of different brands of energy-saving bulbs. So this made us to call all of them, those that we know within our market, register their brand name, have their sun cap, so that if any person bought such material and come to complain, we will be able to trace whose product is this. You understand me? Buyers beware here. Standard committee are here. So if the dealers come in contact with such person or persons, we will deal with that person. So if there are people who still bring in such bulb without registering it with its SON, without having their brand bulb name, without having their sun cap, those who is looking for trouble. Not only from the market, not only from the buyers, but also from the SON.
Of Nigeria, SON brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for sun cap and man cap to reduce use substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Hello and nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Nobody wants to do business without making profits. But who wants to buy a worthless product? Just as manufacturers and importers have the ultimate goal of profit maximization, consumers want to get value for their money. As a manufacturer or an importer, it's simply unfair when you give little or no preference to product quality. Greed should not overtake the responsibility of satisfying consumer needs. For you, the consumer, it's important you insist on quality. Remember, there will be no business without you. However, the concern is, how do we rid our markets of substandard products? How do we ensure Nigeria is not a dumping ground for fake goods? How do we ensure consumers get only the best? No doubt, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has the responsibility of regulating the quality of products imported into the country and manufactured in Nigeria. But we cannot do it alone. Beyond the standards development, sensitization programs, market surveillance, enforcement, and other efforts, we need you to support us by playing your role in the fight against substandard and fake goods in Nigeria. Mind you, we have a mandate established by the law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are manufactured, stored, or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. Bayo Lawrence from Nigeria Law School says, most of the fake products are imported into the country. How do they come in? Most times these goods are smuggled into the country. However, SON is intensifying efforts to ensure that we rid the markets of substandard products. Adamu Umar from Niger State says, SON, may God reward you, protect and guide you. Thank you so much for your best wishes. Kayode Seshawe says, how do I verify a fake product? It depends on the nature of the product. Some products require physical examination, while others might require some laboratory tests and analysis to confirm the authenticity. Bright from Abuja says, I saw your program. It is sensitizing Nigerians. God bless you. Thank you so much and keep watching. Matthew from Kaduna says, lovely program. Do you have an office in Kaduna? Yes, thank you. Our office in Kaduna State is at 44 Kachia Road, Kaduna. Goodness from Abuja says, I watched your program. I love it because I learned a lot. We are glad you did. Thank you so much. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. You can tag along with us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Catch up with missed episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Stay safe.
No go damage your life.